Welcome to Lesson 6, Conducting Experiments. We're going to try an experiment that we already looked at before in Lesson 4. So do you remember this bag with the 10 counters? This is the one we're going to work with again. So in this experiment we had one red counter, we had 4 green counters, and we had 5 yellow counters. And when we calculated the probability using a fraction, we said that the chance of a red counter coming up was 1 in 10, because there are 10 counters altogether and one of them is red. The chance of a green counter coming up was 4 out of 10, and the chance of a yellow coming up was 5 out of 10. So when we calculate the probability on paper like this, using fractions, we call that theoretical probability. It's the way it should turn out in an ideal world, but we'll soon find out that it doesn't always turn out that way. So let's do the experiment now. Let's go and reach into our bag, pull out a counter, mark down what it is, put it back in the bag, pull out another one, and do that 10 times. Let's see what our results might be. So after doing the experiment, here are our results. Red only came out once, green came out 3 times, and yellow came out 6 times. So we can use these results to calculate our experimental probability. Experimental probability is simply what we actually got, the results that we got when we conducted the experiment. So because we pulled 10 counters out, 1 out of 10 were red. So we write 1 out of 10. 3 out of 10 were green, and 6 out of 10 were yellow. This is what actually happened when we tried the experiment. We see that our results are fairly close to the theoretical probability. In fact, the red is exactly the same as theoretical probability, but the green is a little bit off, and the yellow is a little bit off. So theoretical probability says that this is the results we should get, but when we actually did the experiments, these are the results we actually got. They were a little bit off, and usually that's the way it is with experimental probability. Since this lesson is about experimental probability, while you're watching this video, you are going to now conduct an experiment. Your teacher will give you a single die, like this, a number cube, and you are going to fill out this following table. So because a single die has 6 possible outcomes, you're going to have 6 rows here. You can write down what the possible outcomes are on a single die. I won't do that for you. And then you'll figure out what the theoretical probability is here. And you'll write down the fractions. And then you'll actually do this experiment. In this experiment, you are going to roll your single die 60 times. Now you can do this experiment by yourself and roll the single die 60 times, or if you want to work with a partner, then you can each roll the die 30 times for a grand total of 60. While you are rolling, you're going to keep track of your results in this column here where it says tally marks. And then in the end, you will get your fractions, or you'll create your experimental probability based on the actual results you got here. And then we'll compare the theoretical probability to the experimental probability. So this is your challenge now, and this is your quiz question as well. Do this experiment and share it with your teacher when you're done. Good luck, and go back and watch the first part of the video if you need some help.